What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with Moesha, season 1, episode 3. Hakkem owes Moesha big. Now, y'all, this episode was centered around Hakkem. So, here we go. Mo to the E to the Moesha. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Also, make sure y'all liking up all the videos so I can stay in the algorithm of things. I appreciate it. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome. I hope y'all like my content. Sit back, relax. You know, it's all other content on there, so feel free to peruse. Grab your popcorn, grab your drink, and hear me out. Okay? Anyway, so narrating. The episode starts with Hakkem and Moesha going into her room. She's loaning Hakkem $20, and y'all know at that time $20 was a lot of money. So she explains how far her and Hakeem's friendship go back. So she's usually on loan out money, and she usually, Hakkem is like her brother. And so she did say she wanted her money back. Like, Moesha is one of them people, if I loan you $1, I'm going to charge you interest and I want my money back. So we go in the kitchen. And this was my whole thing. Because I was just thinking, like, hold the entire hell up. Because Frank and Dee, they are always in the kitchen, and she is always cooking. Meanwhile, him and that box ass flat top buttering her up. Sir, go set the table or something, okay? Go make some Kool-Aid. Go do something. Make yourself useful. So he just aggravates me, and he always talking about how good she is in bed. Sir, we don't care. That's between you, D, your flat top, and Jesus, not us. Don't put us in that. All right. Anyway, so Moesha, and I guess it was, I want to say 2 weeks later, and Moesha's looking for, she came into the door. So Frank was like, well, where you been at this early in the morning? And he just makes a big deal out of everything. I didn't even notate that. But she was like, I was at Hakem's house, because y'all know Hakem's live next door. So she was looking for her $20 because Hakkem had been avoiding her. So we found out that Miles' little nasty, big ear ass don't take a bath. He only take one on Saturdays. So D checked behind his ears, and that was crusty as I don't know what. It was crusty. Get your ass in the tub, okay? I'm sorry I lied, Martin. I just didn't want to go to Arizona. I want to let y'all know y'all gonna get a lot of that, because every time I see Lil Miles, I think about Martin. I'm sorry I lied, Martin. I just didn't want to go to Arizona. Sorry. Anyway, so Dee gives Frank a 6-month anniversary gift. She got him a Armani top. Like, they said it was a suit, but it was just a coat. Just a suit coat. So, I was looking, and so he was like, how much you paid for that? So apparently D paid about $2,000-$3,000. Girl, I was like, Frank can go to hell, because ain't no way I'm paying for an Armani suit. I'm lying. If I don't know how soon, but I get my husband something nice. I ain't married yet, but I get my husband something nice, okay? I'm just saying. But she love her husband, so I ain't mad at it. So, I just have one question, though. I got one question. Because I know makeup wasn't as a high list of priorities. On the top list of priority, especially for us in our skin tone. But I just need to know, like, the makeup people that was working on the set, why y'all play my girl D with that Fashion Fair makeup? My girl was looking casket sharp unless something was wrong with my TV. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all had my girl looking casket ready and I ain't like it. Alright? Anyway. So Moesha, being Moesha, and you know what? Every time we see this girl act like a damn asshole, it's always in that den. Always in that den acting a fool. Do you hear me? So Moesha goes into the den looking for Hakkem because she wanted her money. So apparently, Regina. Okay, so y'all remember, if y'all watch the Parkers, the girl Regina that was on Kai Kai Kai. She was on. she was on that sorority Kai 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 something, whatever it was. So but I don't know if she played Regina on Moesha. Now that's the one thing I don't know. So Hakkem borrowed $5 from her. He borrowed $7.50 and a bus pass from Niecy. Now, what kind of bus pass y'all was giving out that y'all had borrowing? So y'all, I didn't know they was doing bus passes then. So he borrowed one from Niecy. So Kim was like, well, why he ain't borrow no money from me? Moesha said because he couldn't afford the balloon payment. Girl was like, girl, get the fuck. Because what that meant? What that meant? Like, you thought you ate with that line? Here we go again. This is another line. This is another where Moesha is clowning on her friends. Especially clowning on Kim. So, we see Hakkem come out of Andel's office, and Moesha walked right up to him, and she was like, where my money? And so he tells her, you know what? He was like, I'm a little short, so you go ahead and take this watch for collateral. So she embarrassed the entire hell out of him in front of everybody. Told him she didn't want that watch. She wanted her money. She was loud at this point. So, Andel, after he left, he was like, you just gonna, before Hakkem left, he was like, you just gonna embarrass me like that? Hakkem walked out. He went home. Andel pulled Moesha in that back room and kind of had to clock her a little bit. So she told Moesha, he ain't Tina and you ain't Ike. And she was like, I know. I just want my money. Moesha was hard up on them $20, but I got an opinion about that. So Andel tells her, never loan what you can't afford to give away. She said, but he owe me $20. And he needs to pay me. I get it. So Andel tells her, tells her, you're right, but their friendship is worth more than $20. So Andel tells Moesha she needed to apologize to Hakkem. She was like, don't you think you need to apologize to Hakkem? Hold up, I get that. Now, how she was acting a fool, because that's supposed to be your boy, and you really acting a fool in front of all these people about them funky ass $20. But you know what? When somebody owe you money and they don't pay you, the first thing they're gonna tell you is they're gonna call your money funky. They're gonna be like, I ain't want them funky ass. That's what they're gonna say. Them funky ass $20. But you wasn't saying that when you needed my funky ass $20. You understand? Pay me my money. Okay? I'm sorry, y'all. No. I feel two ways about it. I felt like Moesha shouldn't have, because that was her friend, and sometimes you can blur lines like that. But if I'm your friend and if I'm telling you I expect it back, if you got something going on, you need to come tell me to the point that you can't pay it back. But this is another thing. Hakkem did need the money for whatever reason. He needed the money, and we'll find that out in a little bit. But if you cannot, just like if you can tell Moesha never loan what you can't give away, don't ask for something that you cannot give back either. Cause y'all, I think sometimes people feel like we just supposed to give and give and give, and you don't have to give it back. Y'all got the now. Let me say this. This is not me being hard up, or nothing like that. Cause I'm not. But I'm saying that if you cannot pay it back, don't ask for it. If you can't afford to give it out, then give it. If you can't afford to give it, don't give it. And that's just the way it is. Like, it cuts out all of that. And another thing, if you know this person have a problem with paying people back, don't give that person no money. Okay? And then y'all the ones that, have a habit of borrowing, stop going to this person thinking this person is the only one that can help you. Like, no, that's exhausting. That could be exhausting to the other person. Every time they see you, every time your phone rings, you always asking for something, but you never check on them. You're never checking on them. You're just always taking. And so you wonder why people don't answer y'all calls and all of that, because y'all always begging. Okay, I get it. Times is hard. Eggs cost $20 a egg. It feels like it. But I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole. Moving along. So, Moesha goes over to Hakeem's house. He come outside. And she goes over there to apologize to Hakkem. And how she felt. How she apologized to him on how she acted at the den. And, she said, but we still need to make arrangements about my money. Because don't get it twisted. I knew I shouldn't have treated you like that. But you still owe me my money. Okay, my boy? You still owe me my money, buddy. So, he was like, okay, we can do this tomorrow. She was like, no, we can do it now and bust up in the house. Like, girl, you don't know what was going on in there. Read the room. Because he pushing you out. But again, you think because you are you can just bombard your way, or people are just supposed to just roll out the red carpet for your raggedy ass, girl. No. So she burst into Hakeem's house to find out that their lights was off because all the candles was lit, and she found out that his mom was laid off, and she really did apologize in that moment to Hakkem, like she did not know. And so, the next morning, Hakkem goes over there, or maybe it was dinner, I don't know. And the Mitchells do offer their help to Hakkem and said his mom, Frank was like, tell your mom to call me. We find out that his mom's phone is off also. It's disconnected also. So he was like, well, just tell her to holler at me. We live next door. And so Hakkem tells her that his mom is too proud. And see, that proudness will cost y'all a lot. It doesn't take much to ask somebody for help. Okay? If you are, because there are people out there in this world, and if you're watching this, I am talking directly to you. Okay? Whoever this for. But there are people out there in this world that act like they don't need nobody help, and really they do. Like, but they won't ask for whatever reason. They feel like they got it in the bag. And sometimes you do need help. That's why you have other people around. There are people around to help you. You know good people when you see it. So sometimes people are always, it come from a place. And I get it. It come from a place. And I never, I felt, let me tell y'all, I had to learn a hard lesson on speaking up and saying when I really needed help. Because there are times where, when people actually helped, you have certain people that throw back in your face what they did for you. Don't do an ounce thing for me if you're going to throw it in my face. You can take whatever help you giving me and shove it up your ass. Okay? I'm speaking for everybody. All right? So, Frank tells him, they was talking about getting a job. You need to wear a suit and tie and all of that. So he was like, they ain't trying to hire brothers like me, and I ain't got no suit and tie. And, so Frank was like, listen, we'll take care of all that. So the next day, Hakkem come waltzing in Moesha's house with a plaid shirt, some baggy jeans, and a brown and white striped tie, looking a whole hot mess. So Mo goes and gives him Frank's Armani suit. That was the gift that Dee purchased for him that cost about $2,000 to $4,000. But that's not the point. So they get to the shoe store, and he's sweating. He's sweating like a hoe in church, okay? And so Hakkem, this lady, it was a mom in there. She had her son. And this was natural. Like, him selling shoes was just a natural. So the lady was like, do you work here? So he was like, yeah, bet, I do work here. So the little boy was looking at some basketball shoes, but he didn't want it because ultimately he didn't want to play basketball, but his mama wanted him to play basketball, but he ain't interested. So he told his mama, he asked the little boy, he was like, you like the shoes? He was like, yeah, they cool, but that's not me. So he told the mama, listen, get this, basically remove him off the basketball team because you're going to save a lot of money, tears, and time. And go over there and get him some golf shoes. Okay? Go get them golf shoes over there because that's him. Him right here. That's little Tiger. Okay? So, Bo Jackson. Was it Bo Jackson? Okay, y'all remember. Bo knows this. Bo knows that. Okay? If you don't know who Bo Jackson is, he played football. I want to say baseball. And something else. Okay? I think he initially was a football player. But if y'all don't know Bo Jackson, Google. Okay? I know he played baseball and basketball, I think. So, he asked Hakkem. Hakkem went in for the interview. Hakkem gave him the resume. And Hakkem, I told y'all, Hakkem was sweating. And so, he asked Hakkem, why should we hire him? Why do we need you? And he just couldn't answer the question at the moment. And I just think sometimes those questions are crazy. So Hakkem's initial response was, because I need a job. And you can't go in there saying that, of course. Now you can Google some stuff if they ask you why do I need you. You need me because I'm a good fit for your company. Okay? When they made me, God broke the mold. Thus and such, you need me to fulfill this role at your place of employment. Okay? Anyway, so we finally see Frank cooking. Frank was cooking some gumbo. Him and his flat top was cooking gumbo. I was like, okay, you finally doing something domestic. Okay? So, apparently, Hakkem and Moesha come in the door because she was frustrated because he didn't get the job. He was frustrated because he didn't get the job himself. So they realized that Hakkem had on a suit. Moesha was like, well, you didn't like the suit. So apparently, because he felt like I can go get 10 of them suits from the barn shop. 10 of those suits for the same price D paid for that one Armani suit. And, he was just, and then back to Hakkem, he just didn't know what to say. And that's just what it was. So the manager, Bo Jackson, the manager, comes back to, he comes to the Mitchell's house. Because first he went to Hakkem's house. But Hakkem mama told him he was next door at the Mitchell's house. And sent the manager, Hakkem mammy, sent the manager over to the Mitchell's house, and not only that, but told him to tell Hakkem to bring her back a plate of food, bring her some Kool-Aid. Ma'am, again, if you don't go apply for no damn food stamps. Anyway, Um, he asked Hakeem, you know, did you help a mother and a son? You know, she was like, because he said the lady bought golf shoes and nobody buys golf shoes. And so you have to be a good salesman to sell golf shoes to somebody. And so he was like, you know, whoa, why you coming over here the big me up? I mean, but you won't even offer me the job. So he asked Hakeem, why should we hire you? So Hakeem told him why he should be hired. He got the job. You know, Moesha get back in her diary. She realized that she know, you know, Hakeem had all that stuff going on. You be friends with somebody else. You don't, you know, because you won't put your business out like that. And she was clear about lending money to her friends. This where the episode end. Y'all, I'm gonna come back tomorrow with episode 4 and 5. Okay? I will see y'all in the next one.